Today we're breaking down how to carry playing the Punisher in 3 easy steps. This guide focuses on understanding and utilizing Punisher's cooldowns effectively so you can play the perfect position, deal maximum damage, and consistently win more games. Step 1. What are the Punisher's cooldowns? First, we have his 30-round assault rifle, Adjudication, perfect for long-range engagements. The ideal damage range for the assault rifle is under 20 meters, where you can dispatch of most heroes in around 1.4 seconds with 14 shots to kill. Critical time to kill is half, as headshots deal double damage. His sidearm is an incredibly strong 8-round shotgun, Deliverance, designed for close quarters combat. Can 2-tap most DPS or support except Wolverine, who gets 1 or 2 extra taps due to his healing boost. Punisher's passive, Warrior's Gaze, is also very strong. Every 3 seconds, see all enemies within 30 meters through walls. This can help you get info on enemy rotations where you can intercept or mark for teammates. Your alternate fire deploys Scourge Grenade, a smokescreen that deals 45 damage and obstructs enemy vision, while throwing you 9 meters backwards or up. Cooldown time is 8 seconds. Punisher's mobility is Vantage Connection, a 35-meter cable you can attach and grapple to traverse the map faster, or even hard-to-reach places. Can be attached in any direction and can be reused once deployed. Cooldown time is 20 seconds. Next up we have his Culling Turret, which takes 3 seconds to deploy and allows you infinite time to fire 200 rounds, that also have splash damage inside 3 meters. Cooldown to redeploy turret after using all of the rounds or exiting turret is 20 seconds. This can only be set on a flat surface, no stairs, slopes, or any angles of any sort. Finally, Punisher's ultimate, Final Judgment. Punisher deploys 2 Gatling guns and shoulder-mounted rocket systems to deliver the ultimate punishment, a weapon system that basically cuts your TTK in half at any range, lasting for a full 10 seconds, slowing you down 20% while not shooting, and 40% while shooting. Now let's take a quick look at this simple shots to kill and time to kill table I built for the Punisher. You can access this yourself using the link in the description, and I'll be updating this with every hero as I progress through them. You can see STK, Headshot STK, and TTK against every hero. Step 2. When to use the Punisher's cooldowns. Fundamental lesson number 11. I want to take a brief moment to talk about the compass. Think of the center of the fight as the center of a circle. The top half is the enemy half, and the bottom half is your team's half. When the fight starts, you want to start compassing left to right on your half of the circle, alternating between natural map cover and your tank's shields as needed to see your target. If enemies advance and the center of the fight moves closer to you, move back and maintain the same distance from the fight. Thinking of the fight in a 3-dimensional space will enable you to apply a 3D movement to mirror your teammates and counter your opponents by naturally positioning to the side your team is not holding, where you're able to hold off any enemy attacks from off angles. Now, the Punisher works best as a main lane duelist, so you should be supporting your front line and effectively taking out single targets out of cover or shields using Adjudication. Do not sit behind teammates, instead mirror them. If they're playing on the right side of the lane, take the left side. If they're advancing forward, rotate to their left or right, whichever route helps you see enemies faster. Shut down any dive attempts by melee duelists or tanks using Deliverance. Mark any flanking or retreating enemies with Warrior's Gaze. Look for enemies taking space aggressively. Most duelists charging in suddenly may be ready to use an ultimate, so try to mark their flank and position so you're able to deal damage. Take down enemy shields using Culling Turret. Make sure you have natural cover and preferably are half-picking your cover, so not only do you have 600 turret HP, you also have some natural cover, helping you extend your turret life. If you lose line of sight on enemies, exit turret to begin cooldown faster and reposition, where you can use Adjudication and Deliverance to continue to pump meaningful damage and maintain your uptime. Help teammates retreat while dealing damage with Scourge Grenade. This is best used when the enemy team aggressively takes space, especially while grouped up, as you can get the most value hitting multiple targets that you can then track with Warrior's Gauge and damage with Adjudication. Set up Vantage Connection grapples since exiting spawn to build up a network you can use to get to the point quicker throughout the round. You can set up another Vantage Connection after the fight starts if you need to take a power position or high ground, or retreat towards spawn, health packs, teammates, etc. Turn the tide of a fight by mowing down anyone standing in your way using Final Judgment. Since your movement speed is lower while shooting, ideally you want to pop this while exiting cover so you can catch enemies in open space before they get a chance to get to cover. If you lose line of sight, stop shooting. Your movement speed will increase by 20% so you can round the corner faster and continue to see enemies retreating. Now that we understand when to use the Punisher's cooldowns, let's take a look at step 3, how to use the Punisher's cooldowns. Putting everything together, we can now start by setting up vantage connections from spawn, so you can begin creating more and more shortcuts to get to the point faster and increase your uptime as the round progresses. Confidently poke main using cover and adjudication to contest and take space, while fending off any dive attacks with deliverance. Clean up retreating or flanking enemies using Warrior's Gaze, while allowing teammates to retreat using Scourge Grenade. The more you learn to operate as an independent unit, the less pressure you put on your supports, allowing them to invest resources in your vanguards that are holding space and fending off enemy ultimates. When it comes to aiming, I would recommend a couple of quick tips. I would lower vertical sensitivity by 20% compared to horizontal, as it improves tracking at longer ranges on Punisher. Also, since there is no recoil control required on the weapon, you can easily lower your vertical sense. When tracking an enemy, tracking and hit reg is better on the right side of the characters because of the way the third-person camera works. If you can shoot at an unsuspecting target, stop moving and go for headshots. They may react slow and you can get an easy pick, or at the very least, force them to use resources to escape. When dueling or taking a 1v1, lift your finger off W and focus on strafing. Your shots will improve as you're no longer moving forward and moving your crosshair above the enemy. Always be on the lookout for an enemy duelist popping an ultimate. Because of Punisher's damage output, especially while you're using Final Judgment, you can shut down any enemy ultimate or even full stop a tank with shields. If no enemy DPS or support is out of cover or shields, make sure to focus vanguards. Punisher is the second best tank buster after Squirrel Girl. Diving Punisher into the enemy backline is not entirely efficient. You could use Vantage Connection to jump into the fight, get 1 or 2 easy picks, and then use Scourge Grenade to get out. Unfortunately, any one of the enemies at this point could break your combo, effectively stopping you in enemy territory. So, you need to be comfortable playing your position, contributing meaningful damage for any enemies challenging main or off angles, and only diving the enemy team to secure the point. Discipline is key for Punisher players. One last point here, rotating the map. Sometimes while compassing, you may find your team is fully pushing into enemy territory, and at this point, your best bet is rotating, again, behind them, essentially closest to enemy spawn, preferably on an off angle, where you can continue to distract and continue to split enemies where your team is fighting. I would also recommend checking out my previous video, where I covered 10 mistakes to avoid to consistently win on Marvel Rivals. I covered topics such as taking space, cooldown economy, team positioning, and more. Definitely check that out, as it definitely complements this guide, and I didn't really want to repeat the information I already said there, so definitely check it out. Next week, I have 2 uploads lined up, Cloak and Dagger Guide and an Ultimate Settings video. Subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it. I make everything myself, from the thumbnails, to the media, gameplay, everything. Also be sure to check out Mad Monk. They are the only energy supplement I trust. Try Mad Monk Focus for gaming, work, or as a coffee or energy drink replacement. Mad Monk Champion for your daily dose of vitamins, or Mad Monk Greens for an instant super boost of essential super greens, great for your microbiome and overall health. Try Mad Monk today at no risk with a 100% money back guarantee using my affiliate link in the description. Final note here, don't forget to drop your main in the comments, because I will be starting those guides first. Live streams are returning next week as well, mainly on Twitch. Join the Discord so you don't miss out on notifications when I go live or post, and I'll see you in the next one.